I don't know about you guys, but I love Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, it's pretty
love
good.
that game.
It's alright.
Oh, good. I was worried I was the only one. You know what? We should do a video where we talk about the best parts of the game. I mean, there's 5 of us and at least 5 awesome things in Final Fantasy. We could call it The 5.
Nah, I'm kind of busy. I've been working on a lot of stuff for my own channel.
Ha 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 ha!
Yes, no, that is the dumbest idea I've ever...
We're already doing it. You're all in the video right now. In fact, you're trapped in my snow globe.
Oh.
My favorite part of Final Fantasy X is the story and its characters. It doesn't do anything extremely profound, but it's a great experience for those wanting to get into a JRPG for the first time. The cast is so memorable and varied, you're bound to connect with at least one of them.
Oh, which Final Fantasy character would each one of us be? Mitch would definitely be Auron, he's old and grumpy.
Hey!
Can I be Kamari?
I think Raz would make for a great Lulu.
Well, if I'm Lulu, Perry has to be Waka.
I want to be Kamari!
Snow is obviously Titus.
Why's that?
Cause this is my story!
Please, please, can I be Kamari?
Steve, fine. Nobody else would want to be Kamari. Go for it, dude.
Thank you. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's a wide variety of personalities all working together on this journey to not only save Spirit and defeat Sin, but to come to terms with and confront the emotional baggage they all have to deal with. Obviously, Titus has the main plotline, finding out that his own father has become Sin, the enemy they've been working to destroy this whole time.
Yo, those are red hot daddy issues.
He never really liked his dad, but over the course of the story comes to realize that he did what was best for his family. Waka is deeply involved with his religion, but this makes him inherently racist toward the Al Bhed because they supposedly destroyed Spira thousands of years ago by using forbidden machina. But when Riku joins the party and Al Bhed herself, he has to confront his hatred and realize that you can't paint everyone with the same brush, and that maybe what he had been taught his whole life might not have been as true as it initially seemed. Eventually, he realizes that most of Yevon's teachings had been a lie, and everything he had built his faith on has betrayed him.
Hold up. Do you guys think I'm racist?
Auron is a strong father figure to the group, but he himself has to deal with the baggage of being an unsent, meaning he has already died but is still clinging to life, having to fight off death's touch with every step, all in hopes of fulfilling his promise to Jet of finding Titus and taking care of him.
So, is Auron a zombie, or...?
Actually, Snow, weren't you listening to me? The proper terminology is unsent. Aren't you supposed to be the one editing this thing?
Oh.
Yuna's struggles are easily the most obvious, as she has to live up to her father's name of becoming a great summoner, and everyone puts her on a pedestal that she didn't ask for. And lastly, my boy Kamari had his horn broken by his brother, and he has to deal with his plunging confidence and being ostracized by his tribe. There's so much going on under the surface, and even more intertwining threads that you discover along the way, like how Jet and Auron were Braska's guardians, or that Riku and Yuna are cousins. Now, I can hear the audience from here. Wait a minute, Steve.
Oh, can I do this part? Wait a minute, Steve-O, hobo effect. What about the scene where they have the really bad voice acting and they laugh like dang seagulls?
See, a lot of people write off the game's story because of this one scene, but most don't even realize the context of it. At this point, they had seen some really dark things, death and destruction around every corner, and they knew that if they were gonna make it to the end, they would need to see the good things too. So they forced themselves to laugh in spite of pain and in the face of the danger they are about to endure. They aren't actually laughing, but in an almost tongue-in-cheek way are saying, we need to let our anger out through this. We can't let it consume us.
I don't know, man. It's still pretty goofy.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can only expect so much from a game that came out in 2001. But it's not as bad as some people make it out to be. It's easy to nitpick particular scenes for poor storytelling or bad voice acting, but when everyone's individual arcs of growth intertwine, it makes for a really enjoyable experience, one in which no particular character or subplot really steals the show, because you're constantly pushing the story forward.
Now hold on, Ronso boy. Doesn't that make the game too linear? There's no exploring, just walking on a straight path.
First of all, that's Steve-O Ronso to you.
Oh my god.
Think about this. The entire game takes place on a long pilgrimage, from Besaid to Xanarkand, so every place you visit is going to be new and fresh. Every location is significant, especially to Yuna, because the party only has a small amount of time to become acquainted with the people of Spira and its struggles, as once Yuna leaves and faces the final Aeon, she'll never be able to return. Sure, you don't have the wide and open overworld anymore like in previous Final Fantasy entries, but it makes sense in this context. You're on a quest that's linear by nature.
Get your filthy Ronzo paw off of me!
Look, Steve, the story is fine and all, but you're wrong.
Man.
The best part of the game is the battles, dude. What most people will notice right away is that instead of having an active time system like in other Final Fantasy games, they went back to the original turn-based system, but with a huge improvement. This grid on the side that easily tells you who is going next.
What a spicy Final Fantasy X addition!
It can show you how your next move will affect the battle, like using haste for example moves that character's portrait up on the screen to fight more often, while you can also see many turns ahead to try and plan out your best options. The focus here is to take your time, instead of just mashing X to get the fight over with. Using brute force will not win you most of these boss battles. In many other games, using status effects aren't much of a game changer, but they are necessary in Final Fantasy X.
Like the Yunalesca fight, oh my. She turns everyone into a zombie and then starts healing you to cause major damage. You have to manage everyone's status to make sure you don't get killed with a Phoenix down or something. That just adds insult to injury.
Yeah, you have to use strategy and knowledge of not only the 4 elements, water, ice, fire, and lightning, but also each of the character's strengths. Wakka has high accuracy, so he's best to use against more evasive enemies. Titus has high speed, so he can take down the faster foes, or quickly buff your party members. Auron normally has piercing weapons that can cut through armor with ease, and is the definition of a tank, while Lulu is your main magic damage dealer. You also get to know some of the gimmick attacks like Kamari's Lancet ability to learn new moves, or Riku's Steel, Use, and Mix abilities, which are just so overpowered it hurts.
Oh yeah, like with the Albed Machina. They do a ton of damage and are hard to kill, but Riku can just use Steel and take them apart in one hit.
Not to mention the overdrives.
Overdrives! Overdrives are your reward for putting in hard work, like taking hits, dealing damage, or healing. Now the overdrives themselves are the hypest thing in the game, from playing slots with Wakka to Lulu's multicasting, and the best being Auron's, which is, I mean, wow! Look at this stuff, guys! Can you believe how cool this guy is, guys?
Yeah, and also Aeons, which are not only awesome to watch, but can play a very pivotal role in a fight. There's a rewarding amount of depth once you have taken the time to understand the system.
Hey Mitch, who's your favorite Aeon?
Probably Bahamut.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He looks like he would hate Undertale too.
Mitch, are you done yet?
Yeah, whatever.
Good. I really enjoyed how the sphere grid worked to level up your characters. Instead of just straight stat upgrades, you get to choose what you do or don't level up, and it all takes place on this giant board, almost like its own minigame. It's pretty straightforward, and there is a direct path you can follow, but if you want, you can shoot off into other people's areas if you use lock spheres. So while most characters have a main idea of how they'll end up, if you want an extra ability or something, you can use a few extra levels to get it.
Aha! Classic risk versus reward.
Yeah, what's even cooler is that Kamari is sort of a wild card. He starts right in the middle of the sphere grid, so he can go wherever you want. Want him to be a mage?
Yeah!
A heavy hitter?
Yeah!
A speed demon?
Yeah!
You can do that.
But he still sucks.
Oh.
I mean, it's cool that Kimari has the ability to start in the middle, but I wish other characters did too, because no one wants that frickin' furball in their party.
Well, Snow, you're in love!
Oh, okay.
Perhaps the coolest part is that in the HD remake, they've added an expert sphere grid mode, where everyone starts in the middle and can learn whatever they want right from the get-go. So you can make characters completely different from their original roles. Want Titus to be a black mage? Lulu to hit as hard as Auron? You can totally do that. It's crazy.
Actually, Raz, this was in the original PAL version. It's not something new at all. I had this when I was like 10, dude.
Mitch, this isn't even an indie game, so I don't know why you're talking about it.
Wow, why don't you fast travel yourself out of this video?
Anyway, you get a lot of special spheres to switch things up. Once you reach the end, if you don't want to follow the intended path, you can use a teleport sphere to go anywhere on the board and learn completely different moves. Or you can use skill spheres to learn moves that other characters have already learned. There's a lot of freedom for the player to choose from, and it's really simple to do. Perry!
Oh! Excuse me. Are we done talking about all this boring stuff? We haven't even talked about the hypest part of Final Fantasy X yet.
Are you talking about Lulu's Bazongas again, man?
No. Well, I guess I could if you're up for it. Wink. But no, I'm talking about Blitzball, dude. There is so much content when it comes to Blitzball that it easily could have been its own standalone game. It's like if football and soccer transformed into a tactical RTS game, but it's all underwater.
How are they all breathing?
Don't worry about that, Snow. All you need to know is that it is the hypest.
Really? I could never get into Blitzball.
How much did you play of it?
Well, I only did the game you play as part of the story.
Safe! That's the thing, man. It gets better the more you play it. Sure, that first game is practically rigged against you, but once you're free to play as much as you want, you gain experience and grow as a team. It's kinda like us.
Yeah!
Easily the best part though is that you can recruit players as you adventure around the world. You have to train players in certain positions, sign contracts, and make trades. Basically, you get to be the team manager as well as the star player. What's also a little funny side bit here is that Keepa is the worst goalie in the game when you first get him, but if you Keepa him on your team, he becomes one of the best goalkeepers.
Please stop.
No, keep them jokes coming.
Thanks, Mitch. These fools don't even know a good joke design when they see it. But seriously, make sure you get the Jek shot on the ship. It is super OP. You can knock out any two blockers from your shot. Heck, you can even re-sign Waka to be a part of your team, even though he said he was retired.
Mitch, when are you coming out of retirement?
I'm getting too old for this.
We're just having fun here, folks. Anyways, you can also unlock Waka's overdrive through playing Blitzball, but it takes a long time, so sorry, brother.
I just love that first scene when they're playing Blitzball and the whole city starts crashing around them. It's a great way to draw you into the story.
Whose story?
My story! By far, my favorite part of Final Fantasy X is the secrets and extra stuff you can do. Once you unlock the airship, the whole world opens up. You could easily spend 100 hours just doing side quests. Let's start with the bonus Aeons, Yojimbo, the Magus Sisters, and Anima.
Ooh, I love Anima. By far the coolest Aeon in the game.
Steve, you are an edgelord.
No. Like, you get to see how powerful it is early on, and then you get to use it yourself. It's awesome. Best Overdrive 2. Breaks the game, my dids.
I don't know, man. Yojimbo is a freaking samurai hitman who takes commission kills. That's the definition of hype, bruh.
Well, I liked the Magus Sisters. They're definitely the strongest.
Yeah, but they're like gross bug chicks.
Whatever, guys, they're cool. But on top of that, you can collect celestial weapons for each character. When you first get them, they're useless and give you 0 AP. But you have to do a bunch of crazy missions to power them up, from catching butterflies to chocobo races to attempting to dodge lightning 200 times.
That last one sounds like bad game design, to be honest, fam.
Yeah, some of them are pretty terrible, but it's totally worth it because when the weapons are fully powered up, you can break the damage limit, have triple overdrives, or only use 1 MP for spells.
And they look cool, too.
That Onion Knight is the perfect accessory for Lulu's bangin' dress.
Plus, there's the Omega Ruins, housing some of the hardest baddies in the game. And you can catch enemies for the Monster Arena to unlock even crazier villains to battle.
Gotta catch them all.
And something new I noticed in playing the HD version, they've added Dark Aeons, which are just insanely hard. The easiest one has like 9 million HP. It's absurd.
Actually, they had Dark Aeons in the original PAL version too.
Oh, look at me,
I get
I'm
all the
Mitch.
coolest video games early.
I hate you all so much.
So there you have it. That's our favorite parts about Final Fantasy X. What about you? What do you love about this game? Or maybe you prefer another Final Fantasy? Tell us about that too in the comments below.
Who are you talking to?
Any final words before we go, guys?
Nah.
Watch JoJo.
What?
You guys don't really dislike Kamari, do you?
Get out! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed our fun take on Final Fantasy X. I wanted to give a huge thanks to my guests, Steve O'Hobo, Rasputin, Peridactyl, and Heavy Eyed. This has been a project in the works for a long time now, and I'm really happy with how it all turned out. So be sure to check out their channels before you go. Also, I can't thank Tanuki Tales enough for supplying the little cutout characters for each of us. This video wouldn't have been possible without him. Check out his information in the description below. As always, you can subscribe for more analytical content, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay frosty, my friends.